There's a woman who raised $15 million for a pediatric hospital wing. And when someone asked her what she does, she said, "Oh, I did some volunteer work with local hospitals." $15 million. And she described it like she was helping setting up folding chairs. If you can't tell people what you've done, you haven't done it. Not in any career that matters. Peggy Klaus wrote the manual for making your results visible without making yourself insufferable. Hello, my name is Todd Hagopian, the original Stagnation Assassin and the author of this book, Weaponizing the Hypomanic Toolbox, The Unfair Advantage. But today we're doing a Stagnation Assassin book review of Brag, The Art of Tooting Your Own Horn Without Blowing It, by Peggy Klaus. So get ready for a hard-hitting, bold, relentless review of this self-promotion playbook and whether it is worth your time. Peggy Klaus is a communication and leadership coach who has worked with Fortune 500 executives at Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, General Mills, and dozens of other blue chip companies. She's been featured in the Wall Street Journal, Fortune, and the New York Times. Her thesis is simple: self promotion is not optional, it's a survival skill. And the people who refuse to brag aren't being humble, they're being invisible. In a world of layoffs, restructuring, and management musical chairs, invisible people get cut first. So let's talk about the meat. What does this book get right? Klaus nails the most uncomfortable truth in professional development. Doing great work is necessary, but not sufficient. Nobody gets promoted for results that nobody knows about. Your performance review is not a mind reading exercise. You have to sell yourself the same way you sell anything else, with story, with substance, and with strategic timing. Her core framework, the bragologue, is genuinely clever. It's not a scripted elevator pitch, it's a narrative style description of who you are and what you've accomplished, delivered like a story rather than a resume recitation. The power move: mix entertainment with evidence. People don't remember bullet points, they remember stories. Klaus teaches you how to turn your achievements into memorable narratives that work at networking events, performance reviews, job interviews, and that chance encounter with the CEO in the elevator. The Take 12 self evaluation, 12 questions about your background, achievements, and differentiators, is a practical diagnostic tool that forces you to inventory your professional ammunition. Most people don't brag because they genuinely don't know what to brag about. They've never cataloged their wins. Klaus makes you build the arsenal before he teaches you how to fire it. Her demolition of bragging myths is actually surgically effective. The myth that a job well done speaks for itself, dead. The myth that bragging is only for performance reviews, dead. The myth that modesty is a professional virtue, dead and buried. Modesty is not a strategy, it's a surrender. And in today's workplace, surrender gets you restructured. Klaus also distinguishes between bragging and being obnoxious, which is the line that most people are terrified of crossing. She teaches you to read the room, to gauge timing, and to lead with story rather than statistics, and also to connect your accomplishments to the listener's interests. That's not arrogance, that's audience aware advocacy. But let's get to the murder board. What does this book get wrong? Because even bragging books should be honest about their shortcomings. First, the book is heavy on client stories and light on structured frameworks. Klaus is a coach, and the books read like coaching sessions strung together. For readers who want a step by step system, a repeatable process for professional positioning, the storytelling format can feel more anecdotal than architectural. Second, almost every example involves people who already have impressive accomplishments and just don't know how to talk about them. What about the people who are building, who haven't built their impressive accomplishments yet? What about the young operator 2 years into their career who doesn't have $15 million in fundraising to humble brag about? This book assumes that you have the substance and that you just need the style. Klaus teaches you to polish diamonds, but most people are still in the process of mining for them. Third, the book was published in 2003 and it shows in spots. The self promotion landscape has exploded with LinkedIn, personal branding, and content marketing and social media presence. A modern operator doesn't just need bragalogues for the in person encounters. They need a persistent digital presence that broadcasts credibility around the clock, working 24/7. Klaus's principles are timeless, but the tactical playbook needs a digital demolition upgrade. Stagnation verdict: 3 kills. Bragg earns 3 kills because it tackles a real and underserved problem: the silent stagnation of talented professionals who refuse to advocate for themselves with warmth, wit, and practical wisdom. The bragologue concept, the myth demolition, and the Take 12 framework are useful tools for anyone who knows they should be more visible but doesn't know how to do it. It loses 2 kills for the storytelling heavy structure, the insufficient frameworks for early career operators, and a pre social media tactical playbook. Solid, but safe. Worth the read, but it won't transform your career alone. That's the verdict. Bragg gets 3 kills, good principles, needs a little bit bigger ambition. If you want to see self promotion done at thermonuclear levels with frameworks that actually move markets, grab the unfair advantage, weaponizing the hypomanic toolbox. Go to toddhagopian.com and stagnationassassins.com for the world's largest stagnation database and subscribe to the Stagnation Assassin Show. The world does not owe you recognition. It actually owes you nothing. You earn it by doing the work and then telling the world that you did it. That is not bragging. That is building.